Welcome, everybody, to Funeral Nation, episode 80. I'm Ryan Thogmartin. That is Jeff, the funeral commander Harbison. I am on Hilton Head Island on family vacation, and thank God, Jeff, you are back in your atmosphere, the captain's lair. This takes us back to episode 1 when you were in your home office with a cigar and rum, and man, it feels so good to have you back somewhere where you can be Jeff.
You know, it's wonderful. I'm in my lair, as you well said. Not a lot of people get in here. So I've got my cigar. I've got my rum. You can see my little bar. Hey, by the way, if anybody can identify that rum right there, how about write it down? All right?
Comment below.
Really good. Comment below.
Yeah, good
Anyway,
stuff.
Yeah. So who's bringing this to us today?
Our boys at the Fast Funding Group, C&J Financial, Jamie and the crew. Let's roll that promo.
Hi, my name is Lawrence Fish. I'm with Weed Corley Fish Funeral and Cremation Services in Austin, Texas. And today I wanted to say thanks to Jamie Meredith and C&J Financial for all the great work that they do for funeral homes around the country. For the funeral homes that are struggling with cash flow and the filing of insurance policies, I can't more highly recommend Jamie and his team at C&J Financial. The customer service is first class. They're prompt with following up on claims, and it has been a tremendous asset to us in helping with cash flow and also helping families at a time of need. So thank you for your team, Jamie, and those at C&J Financial, and we appreciate everything you do for funeral homes.
Hey, Ryan, on today's show, we're going to do things a little different since you're down there in Hilton Head and I'm here at the house. It's not so bad, but we're going to have some commentary. We're also going to show WTF, where we're going to say that education is really important in the funeral business. All right. So prior to moving forward, I do want to take a moment and share the loss of a really good friend of mine and the proprietor of where the cigar store where I do all of my recording when I get to the Commander's recording studio, Don Cigars here in Phoenix. I lost my friend Young Lee in a tragic car accident, and love that guy. Wonderful funeral. I'm up there with part of the Friday afternoon misfits. We call the Friday afternoon misfit mafia, where we get together. Yeah, it's sort of like Cheers. Everybody knows your name up there.
There you go.
Anyway, my love to the Lee family, and we just miss him. He was a really quality person. So before we get going too much further, what's the buzz this week? I saw something about Cana.
Cana
reported cremation over 50%.
That's right. I mean, a big shocker, right? I mean, no one expected that. So, I mean,
no,
50%, and then, who knows how high it's going to go. But it's interesting, Jeff. I did a presentation a couple weeks ago in Indiana about, and I talked about things that were not around 15 years ago. And 15 years ago, cremation rate national average was under 30%. So, I mean, 15 years isn't really that long of the time. I mean, the iPhone has only been around 10 years this year. So it's kind of amazing where we've come in this funeral profession in the last 15 years.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably go in my drawer in there and find some underwear that's over 15 years old. I mean, it's just not that long. I'm just telling you. But I also had something I saw this week about Google and funerals. What was that about?
Yeah, this is a fun article that we did, but there's a kind of serious punchline at the end of it. Google has this thing called autocomplete, and we've all seen it. You start to type in a search query, and it will try to guess what you're going to say based on the first couple words that you've typed, and they autocomplete, and they show you things that other people have, searched on. It's interesting because it takes hundreds of thousands of times of somebody searching that same query for them to be able to predict and try to autocomplete what you're searching for. So we did the who, what, when, where, how, why of the funeral profession and put together an article that it's funny of the things that are most searched in Google by the consumer about funeral directors and the funeral profession. And, there's some funny things and there's some serious things, but at the end of the day, the kind of the bottom line, the punchline is we're dealing with the most educated consumer ever. But on the flip side, that the most educated consumer ever has been educated by Google and false information. So a lot of the preconceived kind of misconceptions the consumer has about the funeral profession are shown in these search queries. So there's a great opportunity for the profession to be able to answer and educate the correct way. But it was fun, but there's kind of some seriousness involved in it as well.
Yeah, we think we know it all, but we don't know the consumers and what they don't know.
That's right.
And it's our job to educate them. But
You
that
got
was
it.
cool, and that kind of leads into our commentary. I get to interview you a little bit. You've been preaching about content. Why is content so important to funeral homes?
Organic content is the single greatest piece of content, type of content that a funeral home could put out. Look, there's generic things that can be put on any funeral home website. We see far too much of that in this profession. And then there's organic. It's who you are, what you do, and why you do it better than anybody else. And it's a way to do content that is specific to your firm, but differentiates you from everybody in your marketplace. And that is kind of the icing on the cake. That's the content that's going to move the needle and drive somebody down that funnel to either pre-need a lead or an at-need call based off of the engagement they've had around your organic content. We're showing some examples now of some of the things we've done for your brands, Jeff, and some of our current clients. So, I mean, it's organic content. That is the differentiator between you and everybody else, because nobody can duplicate what's organic.
Right, and then you got to go with the cookie cutter group,
Yep.
right? That they think they got it going on. Oh, today we have a cat with the ball. Well, so does Hallmark. So does the tire
everybody.
store. So does everybody else.
You know
Come on.
what? The cat with the ball, the dog, the golden doodle, it's all going to get engagement, but it's not the engagement that's going to move the needle. Likes and engagement are fantastic, but if likes and engagement aren't driving action to where you're getting a lead or an at-need call from it, then it's not working. Plain and simple. If you're not driving leads through your social media marketing, it's not working.
I agree. So, what are some of the mistakes funeral homes make posting on Facebook if they have a Facebook page at all?
So there's the three biggest mistakes. One is every funeral home, whether they know it or not, has a Facebook page, whether they've created it. So the consumer can actually create a Facebook page for you. That sounds crazy, but it's called a Places page. When a consumer checks into your funeral home, if you don't have an official Facebook page set up for your firm, the consumer can create what is called a Places page, which acts as an unofficial business page, yet other consumers find it, they like it, they comment, they share reviews. The problem is the funeral director has no idea that it even exists. So one, not setting up an official page and kind of corralling in those unofficial pages because they're out there whether you know it or not. Two, only posting obituaries. Absolutely insane. This is not content that the consumer wants to engage with. And then three, not doing anything and completely missing comments and replies and questions that are asked and reviews that are put on your Facebook page and no interaction back from the funeral home. That is absolutely a grave mistake because thousands of people are looking at that page and seeing content that you have no idea exists, and you're not having that conversation with the consumer. That's the lifeblood, man. We're in a business or a relationship-based business. You need attention.
That's right.
And you need relationships, and social media.
And you could do it on the interweb. I swear you can.
Absolutely. It's amazing.
Right?
You can do it.
I mean, look at me and you. We're interweb guys. We're doing it right now.
We're doing it.
I mean, you're all the way across the country on the coast. I'm out here in 120-degree weather.
Yeah, I'm
right?
at the beach, and it's worse where you
Yeah,
are
but
than
my
where I'm
hair
at.
still looks good. You don't have to worry about that.
You're fly as a falcon, baby.
Hey, all right, so videos are now content king. Why is that?
Because videos capture attention. And the longer Facebook can keep a consumer on Facebook, the better that it is for one, the brand they're engaging with, and two, Facebook, because they can show more ads and they can make more money. Plain and simple. Facebook gives priority to video in the newsfeed. It gets 75% more engagement than any other type of content. If you're mixing video content in with what you're doing through images and links and other things, it elevates the reach of that content as well because of the engagement that it gets more people in that funnel and starts moving that needle. We're showing an example of some premium content that we create for our clients. We do this because not every funeral home has the ability to open a smartphone and be comfortable creating content. So we do that for you in the form of video that's going to be able to get extreme amount of reach, be organic, and get engagement.
Yeah, and I talk about like the fruit either. But anyway, so Ryan, why is it necessary to have a professional social media manager?
All right, so the analogy I use is there's a difference in the way that you play basketball and the way that LeBron James plays basketball. There's a difference in the way you as a professional embalms versus the way that I would come into your funeral home and embalm. So leave it up to the professional. You're not a marketer. We are. You will never be able to create content the way that we can. And for the platforms that deserve special content like Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. So it's highly and highly important that you partner with a professional that knows what they're doing, that can help you create that organic content and tell your story, where you can be involved, but they take the heavy lifting. For example, our clients, we require 30 to 45 minutes of their time a month. Doesn't take a lot of time. If you're only giving 5 minutes a year, that's never going to achieve anything that you want to achieve that's valuable.
No, as our funeral friends like to say, you get what you pay for.
And that's another point, Jeff. A lot of funeral directors are spending, we'll get a client and say, we're spending $50 a day boosting content. Well, guess what? We could probably spend a fifth of that and get far better results because we know what we're doing. So your money's going to go further and you're going to get better results. And at the end of the day, you're going to achieve the goals that you want to achieve that you aren't going to be able to do on your own.
Yeah, and for the ones who don't believe it, they're in yellow pages, so we'll just move on. So now here we are for the lightning round. You ready, big boy?
I'm ready. Hit me.
All right, beard or clean shaven?
Got to go with the beard.
I know, that's kind of sexy, isn't it?
It's
It's
beautiful.
I put this white stuff in mine to make me look mature. You just wear it so you look like you're over, 15.
That's right.
So biggest threat to the funeral profession?
Being stagnant. Funeral directors not changing and the consumer evolving far faster than we can keep up.
Celebrity crush?
Carrie Underwood.
Yeah, yeah. Jesus, take the wheel. I guess she's saying that. She didn't. It just sounds
Yes,
good.
she
Anyway, so Titleist or Callaway golf balls?
Titleist Pro V1X number 15 with the Disrupt on the side.
Well, all right. Hip hop or country?
Both.
What?
Yeah, both. Some days I'll jam out to the country, and the other days I'm bouncing my head. You just need it, man.
You're jam bouncing.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
You got to get both extremes. Both. There's room for both.
You're a complex young man. All right.
Special.
So who brought us this thing here today? This interview we just did.
This amazing interview was brought to us by Sitch Casket and Sears Chan and his crew, who are absolutely disrupting the casket market here in the U.S. Let's roll that promo.
Funeral Nation is sponsored by Sitch Casket. Finally, funeral homes don't have to wait to choose between premium quality and higher margins. Is it a Sitch Casket or one of the top U.S. brands? Only your accountant can tell the difference. Visit Sitch Casket or contact your Sitch distributor.
Okay, Commander. WTF, you found a good one. I read through this. We know what it says. But if anybody in the funeral profession is if anyone in the funeral profession is spelling hearse this way, our mortuary schools are failing.
It could be Italian for Herce, right?
No.
Herce.
No, it couldn't.
It's a Hearst, right?
No, that's
I
wrong
mean,
too.
come on, man. What the funeral? Really?
What the
You know
funeral?
what? If this is what's going on out there, you got to be better than this. But anyway,
Fun stuff, man. Good stuff. I mean, what the
get
heck?
it. Hey, what are you going to do, right? I don't believe in that sort of thing. Spell it right. You spell check. Can't use spell check when you're writing on a bag.
See, that's it. That's why you should do everything through a mobile device, man. You spell check.
Yeah, text a note.
Quit writing.
Anyway, man, this is about the end of this episode. It's been great. I think next week you're going to interview me. Is that right? Is that what we're going to do?
I'm going to get you. Actually, no, I got to be nice because you didn't get me, so I appreciate that.
Hey, you know what? Bring it on, big boy, because we're recording. You can always start all over. I'm going to let you have what it takes. You know what I'm saying? All right, bro.
Well,
But anyway, so
I'm glad you're back. I love this episode just because you're in your lair, you're in your element. You got the cigar between your fingers, the glass up to your lips. It's classic Commander. It's what pissed everybody off the first episode, but we converted them. They're lovers of believers. And
yeah,
gosh,
I'm
the
pointing
first
to
person to comment with the name of that liquor bottle right there below.
Yeah.
We'll get a free T-shirt. Jeff will even autograph it, and we'll send it out to you.
that says some of my favorite rum.
All right.
Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. We want to make sure and keep it fresh. This is cool. I can tell you we don't miss these episodes. Ryan's on the East Coast. I'm out here in blazing 120-degree weather.
Hotter
We're going to
than
make it
hell.
happen because we love y'all.
That's right. So, share, comment, like, spread the word. Until next time, have a great
Out
effing
here.
week.